I watched a documentary about a week ago called Life 2.0, and I just had to make a video about it because when I was done watching it, I thought, man, was that a fucked up movie? Documentary. But anyway, um, the main concept of the documentary is for this guy to uh, record the lives of these three, technically four people who play a game called Second Life on a regular basis, like 16 to 20 hours every day. And if you don't know what Second Life is, it's a multiplayer, massive online uh, social game. An MMO. Um, Back in the day, I I kind of looked into it a little bit, but I never really. The furthest I got was pretty much creating a character. That's all I did when it came to Second Life. Uh, but MMOs have been a big part of my life because gaming in general. Um, I've been doing that for at least 17 years. I still play RuneScape to this day, even though like I haven't played it like a lot, like at all, throughout the years. But now I'm getting back into it. I was actually playing it a little bit today while watching internet marketing videos, because that's what I do to pass the time, kinda. Because when it comes to RuneScape, it's probably the most simple MMO there is. All you do is click here, and then you gain skills and stuff like that. But there's RuneScape, there's Habbo Hotel. Uh, there was just a ton of MMOs. I played at least 5 or 6 back in the day, but those were like the top two that everyone really got into, I guess. Club Penguin a little bit. uh, Anyway, back to Second Life. Uh, when the movie slash documentary starts up, uh, it talks about a couple who met in Second Life and want to pursue a real life relationship. That doesn't sound good at all. And to top it all off, they're both married with kids. And I'm like, damn, this woman's such a bitch and this guy's an asshole. They're keeping their second lives private from their husbands and children. All these people, they live like this secret second life, and it's just crazy, in my opinion at least. I think everyone would kind of agree. I used to be quite addicted to RuneScape, but it's not like it overtook my life really. It's just a game. Um, so, I really think this couple should have been up front and actually confronted their significant other and children about what was going on, and like actually get a divorce before pursuing some other person so deeply. And they actually ended up meeting in real life. This dude's from Canada, she's from like New York, and he would fly to come meet her, and they would meet in secret pretty much. It's crazy. But I'm sure crazier things have happened. Um, so that's one person. They're just having some romance on Second Life, trying to make it a real thing, but it's long distance for a while. Um, I'll just do each one separately, rather than, because the movie, what it does is it does like a little bit of the couple, a little bit of someone else, a little bit of the other person. But let's just go section to section, I guess. So, eventually the guy decides to move in with the woman in her New York home with her child. God knows what this dude's wife or kids are doing somewhere in Canada, freezing their asses off. I guess he just said sayonara to him. So eventually he moves in, and the guy is really weird, and the woman's really soft spoken. Like everything she says is just creepy, and he's not too normal either. Really, I just can't explain it. It's just such a weird thing. Like at one part they're like in this sensual garden of Second Life where they're having sex while doing yoga or something like that. Second Life is just like a game where the people create everything pretty much. So there's all these different areas of the world. You know, I never really played it, but like from what I saw in the documentary and what I kind of know of it, there's just a bunch of objects and shit you can do. It's gotten really weird lately, but we'll get to that later. So they actually he moves in permanently with the woman in New York, and things don't go well. You know, he starts arguing with her for really no reason. You know, he's telling her how much he loves her, but when they're actually like together for an extended amount of time, it's like they just can't. They're not compatible with one another. Yeah, in Second Life, they're just, I don't know, great. There's that. There's actually a scene where they're making a garden together, and he uses the word. Well, he starts getting pissed off for really no reason, and he uses the word grieving to her, and I just that was just fucking cringeworthy, because a griefer from Wikipedia is a player in a multiplayer video game who deliberately irritates and harasses other players within the game. So he's getting pissed off, and he was calling his I don't know, weird girlfriend thing a griefer, and I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? And literally, that's the only definition you'll find. It's got to do with MMO kind of gaming stuff. It's like, and this guy is old. They're both old. They gotta be at least like 40ish. It's just fucked up. And so at the end of their segment, it's crazy because I don't know exactly what happens. I guess they lived together for a while, and then he moves to India, she said. So she's left heartbroken, and he is in India, I guess. So that was really quite the fucking tale there. Next, let me talk about the most interesting aspect of this documentary, at least in my opinion. It's about a black woman who, I don't know, she lives somewhere in the world, the U.S., kind of in a rundown area, and she does business through Second Life, because the player creates everything in Second Life, and she decided to do some kind of real estate fashion line business. And you know, I found that interesting because you know, I've kind of dabbled in that kind of industry when it comes to online marketing. Not for long. It dealt with RuneScape and like having people pay for me to do their quest or leveling up their skills, or gold farming. So I sell the currency of RuneScape for actual money. I actually did some botting where I just like automated the like getting an item over and over again to eventually sell. But it never worked out for me. That's just a little tidbit there. But in Second Life, the player creates everything, and she made her own houses and a fashion line, and people are willing to spend real money to clothe their avatar and buy a house for themselves. I guess they're too lazy to just replicate the items or make their own house. I'm sure. You, I think there was some kind of you gotta buy space with real money in order to like build, because just have people building crazy shit everywhere if that wasn't the case. But yeah, people are willing to spend real money for in-game stuff. That's seen now more than ever. When you got Candy Crush, you'll pay $3 for 10 more levels. uh, you know. This was kind of the era. I don't know when this documentary was filmed. I think maybe like 2010, and in that sense, Second Life was pretty popular, and there weren't too many weird, as I'd say, people. And when I say weird, I mean like people who are into furry stuff, and just weird people with like mental disorders, kind of. But now in 2014, it's kind of died down, and all the furries and non-social people who kind of are a little out there, they kind of flock to the game to just converse with one another. But anyway, so this woman, she made a six-figure income off this game. Maybe it was 7, but she was racking in the dough. Yet somehow she still lived with her parents in their basement, wearing her pajamas as she did her work. It's a good idea to make a business on a game if that's possible, because like I always tell myself, if The Sims 4 came out and there was an online aspect, there was a game called The Sims Online back in the day, and I played that game a little bit, and I did enjoy it, and I would want to create a business somehow if The Sims 4 had that kind of aspect, kind of like Second Life's whole fashion estate kind of thing. But I wouldn't let like consume my life. At the most it'd be like a 9 to 5. You don't go overboard and do like 20 hours like this woman's doing, just wasting away your life. I do give her credit. She seemed like a nice woman, and the main reason I guess she moved back into her house is because her parents were a little ill. They were old, but it was a really run-down house, and her siblings still live there, and they complain that they have to go out in the cold and in the snow and go to work, while she just stayed home all the time to work. But if you're making 6 figures, can you get a better house, or like hire people to do the work for you? Or actually pursue like an actual offline business that would be beneficial, because Second Life, it's practically dead now. If you relied all your business on that, you're kind of screwed. And there was an aspect of the movie where she had to sue some guy for copying her items. I guess that he kind of hijacked her items due to some glitch in the game at one point, and he actually hijacked a bunch of our items from other people. So they all got together and did an actual offline lawsuit and won, because I guess what they create is actually copyright, and that does make sense, but it was only $525. It's like, you probably spent more on the lawyer and all the shit, uh, to win the court case than to get your money back. No, I thought we were talking like big money here, but $525? That's lame. So yeah, she goes to Las Vegas and meets up with someone she knows from Second Life or something. I mean, I guess she's living an okay life now, I don't know. The last person, though, probably the most fucked up. It's about this guy who's probably in his 30s or so, and he goes on Second Life as an 11-year-old girl. You know, I don't know why the people of Second Life would allow someone to make a child avatar when the requirement to play is 18 plus. I mean, I guess there's something a little wrong with that. I was gonna say, oh, there's nothing kind of wrong with it, but there's a little bit something wrong with that. So apparently he plays as this 11-year-old girl to find something deep down in himself that's been causing him pain or something. He uses this as a way to search for an answer that we don't know of. And by the way, his face is blocked out, or like shadowed off, so you can't see him at first. But by the end of the documentary, they just show his complete face. It's like, what was the point of like shadowing it off in the beginning if you're just gonna show it? That was kind of weird. But anyway, here's another problem. He has a hot ass fiance, and I'm like, dude, why are you doing this weird shit when this hot ass I can't say fuck it. When you got a hot ass almost wife, right there, like, I don't know I guess he wasn't thinking that, oh, this is really weird, maybe I should just go to a therapist. I guess that never crossed his brain. He let Second Life be the therapist when, that's not very logical at all. So he's this 11-year-old girl who likes to play soccer and go to school with other children, and everyone who's everyone who's a child is actually an adult. And what else is there to say about that? Eventually it's revealed that he was molested as a young kid. I don't know where being an 11-year-old girl comes from, being molested, but whatever helps you sleep at night. His fiancé, there we go. She decides to leave him, which sucks in my opinion. And prior, he decides that he's got to quit Second Life somehow. So the way he does it in such a rational manner is to acquire guns in this game, strap himself with a stick of dynamite to his chest, and go on a shooting spree and then blow up. And we get to all see this. Yeah, this guy is not very mentally stable at all. So this is the way he goes out. He spends his last night on Second Life with all his friends he made. And I forget if he goes on a shooting spree before then or after. I guess after. and then he signs off. The whole shooting spree gets him like a 48-hour ban, but he was hoping like a week. It's like, just all you gotta do is just not log in. But I guess when you're addicted, I guess it's a little harder. So he ends up going into a relapse, and he creates a boy character, and then I think he goes back to playing as his 11-year-old girl character. God knows what he's doing right now. Not fucking his hot-ass fiancé, that's for sure. So, all in all, that movie / documentary was really fucked up. You can watch it online for free on YouTube. Just type in Life 2.0 if you really want to watch it. I just went there. I just watched it because I was like, okay, video games, maybe someone's doing something with business in it. And I got a lot more than I bargained for. I'll give it a 3 out of 10. The guy did a good job in the documentary, but it just, the whole concept, just don't play Second Life. It's not worth it. If you go on it today, you'll be even more traumatized, I guarantee it. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.